Good afternoon from the KUOW newsroom. This is Seattle Now. I'm your host, Paige Browning, with today's top stories. It's Wednesday, June 3rd. After all the ticketing drama surrounding the upcoming Men's World Cup, kids will go free. 1,400 kids at least. Local World Cup organizers coordinated donations to buy 1,400 tickets for young people and their chaperones. 16-year-old Emmanuel A. Yule is going to a match in July.
This is really a blessing. On behalf of all the youngins and just children out here, we're really thankful for the tickets.
A. Yule plays on the soccer team of the Somali Youth Board. He says it is not just a sport.
It's more of a lifestyle, because if you want to play soccer, you have to be fit. To be fit, you have to, hit the gym and you have to eat healthy, and you can't be doing drugs and stuff.
The free tickets cover all the local matches and include vouchers for food at the stadium. 40 local organizations, including the Somali Youth Board, are in charge of deciding which kids get the chance to go. To some more serious news, clock's ticking, Mayor Katie Wilson. The Seattle City Council just gave Wilson a deadline to decide whether she thinks the King County Regional Homelessness Authority should be dissolved. The council passed a resolution Tuesday that requests a progress report by June 15th and her opinion on dissolution by August. The authority's been under fire after an audit documented $13 million in overspent or unaccounted for funds. Wilson is one of the agency's board members. In other city news, 2 veteran Seattle police officers are suing the police department, claiming they were passed over for promotion in part because they were gay. Detective Anna Fischel and Lieutenant Douglas Raguso have both led different promotion lists, but allege in their complaint that straight employees lower down the lists leapfrogged them into higher-ranking jobs. The city typically does not comment on pending litigation. Seattle is getting closer to banning new data centers within city limits for 1 year. It comes after developers approached Seattle City Light with massive power requests. Joshua McNichols has the latest.
There's broad support for the ban. Patrick Schlesser is with Amazon Employees for Climate Justice. He said data centers should only be allowed after companies demonstrate they'll benefit the public.
You've got to provide 100% additional renewable energy to our grid. You've got to provide good jobs building these things, and you've got to pay a new tax that funds city jobs every time you conduct a large layoff.
The ban gives the city a year to study environmental and economic impacts, but it would allow existing data centers to expand. For example, Seattle's government already has data centers for managing things like traffic lights and 911 calls. A key committee unanimously supported the ban on Wednesday. It now moves to the full city council for approval. Joshua McNichols, KUOW News.
Nippon Dynawave plant executives and the workers' union now say paychecks will keep coming to idled workers at least through August 8th. The Longview plant was shut down after last week's chemical tank implosion that killed 11 people. The company told workers to stay home as they paused operations for clearing and recovery efforts and the start of multiple investigations. However, union leaders say it's unclear how long the checks will continue after August 8th. Tomorrow morning, homicide suspect Christopher Leahy is due in court in Seattle over the death of Juniper Blessing. Blessing was a 19-year-old student at the University of Washington and a singer in the choir. Prosecutors have charged Leahy with premeditated murder in her death. A judge could hear his initial plea tomorrow morning. His defense team says it's assessing whether Leahy is competent enough to stand trial. Another person gone too soon gets honored outside Garfield High School tomorrow. Friends and family of Amar Murphy Payne will have a memorial as part of a week of events in his honor. The 17-year-old was killed in June 2024 in a school parking lot as he was trying to break up a fight. Relatives attended yesterday's Seattle City Council meeting where members declared June 6th Amar Murphy Payne Day. But his father, Aaron Murphy Payne, also called on city leaders to do more to find his son's killer.
What we're doing right now today, that's justice for me. But as far as the job that you guys have to do, the city has to do, and they owe everybody else that's walking out here supposed to feel safe, there's a murderer still walking.
Garfield High is also planning to host a gun violence awareness summit on Friday. And today we're remembering the longtime former leader of the Seattle Opera, Spate Jenkins. He's died at the age of 89. Jenkins was general director of the Seattle Opera from 1983 until 2014. In the 80s, some operas began displaying translated super titles for audiences. In an interview with UW in 1997, Jenkins said this brought a renewed interest in opera.
People could see that opera stories are not silly. They are silly if you read a synopsis or even if you read a libretto because you're not hearing the music to expand them. You know, there are a whole lot of complicated answers, but that's really what it is. So that when people see the words and hear the music, it makes sense in a different way.
The Seattle Opera's general and artistic director, James Robinson, called Jenkins a true impresario who launched countless careers over the years. Finally, today, the pride flag is waving again at the Washington state capitol to celebrate and honor LGBTQ people. Governor Bob Ferguson was on hand for the flag raising this afternoon with the state LGBTQ Commission. At least 12 cities and neighborhoods in the state host their annual pride parades or celebrations this coming weekend, including in White Center, Snohomish County, Woodinville, and Pullman. Next time on Seattle Now, a gut punch for Kent-based Blue Origin last week when its new rocket exploded on the launch pad. We'll talk with New York Times reporter Karen Weiss about what comes next for the Jeff Bezos-owned space company Thursday morning. And we are getting closer to a very exciting day this Saturday when Seattle Now has a live taping at the Cascade PBS Ideas Festival. Trish will talk with King County Executive Gurmai Zahalai live on stage. You can get tickets at cascadepbs.org/ideasfestival. We also have a link in the show notes. And if you still want to use the discount code, I've got it. Promo code SeattleNow for 20% off. That's all for today from the KUOW newsroom in Seattle. Our producer is Andy Hurst, and I'm Paige Browning. Seattle Now and KUOW are members of the NPR network. See ya.